September 20th. Hopelessness is the doorway to hope. You have to give up on yourself before you will be excited about the hope that is yours in Christ Jesus. We tend to give ourselves far too much credit. We tend to think we have more wisdom than we do. We tend to pride ourselves on having the right character. We tend to think of ourselves as being more patient than we are. We tend to think we are submissive and obedient. We simply tend to see ourselves as more godly than we are. Here's the problem with this tendency: when you think of yourself as more righteous or mature than you are, you don't seek the grace that is your only hope. We don't think we devalue grace, but that's exactly what many of us do. You see, only people who acknowledge how deep their need is and who admit that they have no ability to meet that need get excited about the grace that meets every one of their spiritual needs. On the other hand, we don't like to think of ourselves as needy. So we tend to minimize our sin. Sadly, many of us are far more concerned about the sin of others than our own. We pay far more attention to the spiritual needs of others than our own. We minimize our sin and see ourselves as righteous. So we don't cry out for and run after the rescuing and transforming grace that is ours as the children of God. As long as we still have hope in our own ability to be righteous on our own, we won't run after the grace that is offered us in Christ Jesus. Yes, it really is true that hopelessness is the doorway to hope. Seeing yourself, if left to yourself, as hopeless and helpless, initiates and ignites your pursuit of God's grace. The fact is that we all give daily evidence of our continuing need for grace. Simply put, we have no ability to make it on our own. We still stand in desperate need of divine help. Therefore let anyone who thinks that he stands take heed lest he fall. 1 Corinthians 10 verse 12. Reflect, in what situations, or around what people, do you most regularly give yourself too much credit? Are you willing to admit your neediness today and run to where grace can be found?